So day one of the WNBA playoffs. You want to say who was the best player yesterday? It was Phee Collier. And I know people love Asia Wilson, but when you're looking at the impact she had, the 38 points, the 6 rebounds, the 4 assists, she was 13 of 14 from the free throw line, 3 of 5 from three. She was all over the place. Obviously, her versatility on defense is spectacular. Love that part of her game. And then you saw how the Mercury fought back in that game where they were down 23. They made a furious run. They got down, I think, 14 at the end of the first half. And then they cut the lead to, I think, 6 at the end of the third quarter. Then they were up 92-91 with 2 minutes left in the game. And all of a sudden, the Lynx were like, okay, enough's enough. Then they go on their, I think, 11-0 run to close the game. It's just impressive stuff because in the playoffs, you're going to go through some adversity. There's going to be moments you might have a big lead, and then the other opponent comes back to take a lead or they get close, and now all of a sudden you're in a dogfight. That does happen. We saw this with the Mavericks and the Celtics where Boston seemed in control in the fourth quarter, and Dallas got it down to 1 point. So adversity is going to take place, and this is a good example of how you become a championship level team in moments like this and how you respond when things are not going your way. And I thought that was an incredible response from the Lynx because they could have been like, man, we had control of this whole game. All of a sudden, we're going to let it slip away. That did not happen. We saw the Lynx clutch up in those situations where Bridget Carlton hit an unbelievable shot where she was fading away in the corner. She's dribbling to the corner, fades away, shoots the three to ice the game. We saw Elena Smith on the defensive end protect the paint, have 2 humongous blocks down the stretch. And you're seeing a championship level team right in front of your eyes. And what I love from Phee Collier was she was able to put the ball on the floor, get to her spots. She was able to crash the glass at important times, hit her 3-point shots, and just never miss from the free throw line. I mean, she missed one, but that's a good sign going forward because if your best player is knocking down the easy ones, you're going to be hard to stop. This defense is elite, and if they're in situations where the game is close, or let's just say they're losing momentum, they can pick it right back up. Obviously, they've been in close games this season, so they've got the clutch gene, and I trust them in those situations. So going forward, and the Lynx look like the best team in the WNBA. You had the best record after the Olympic break. I think they did. They were 15-3. I could be mistaken by the record, but I like what they have. I like their defense. I like how they're set up, and I like the fact they can respond to adversity and they run their offense. They don't panic. They play championship level basketball. And when you have somebody like Carlton hitting those kind of shots and Collier scoring and playing defense at her level, that's a dangerous team. And you look at the Mercury, they had that great comeback. They fought hard. This thing's over. I think of like game ones where the away team almost steals it and it feels like, they let it slip away. And then they go into game two and get blown out. It has that same feeling to me. And I think Taurasi and Brittany Griner, they fought just like Natasha Cloud. She had an amazing game. She was unbelievable. But you did all that, and Minnesota still won. That's got to be devastating. And I know it's an elimination game for the Mercury, and I'm sure they'll come out desperate, but I think the Lynx should be ready, and they'll be ready to go, and they're going to just stomp on them and beat them down, I think. I don't know if the game's going to be close. Maybe it will be. I could be wrong. But, again, the Lynx are just so good at basketball. And Collier is unbelievable as a player. I know she's not going to – obviously didn't get the MVP this year, but I think next year she got a good chance because the voters might be like, you know what, let's give it to somebody else because of voter fatigue and Asia Wilson. Collier had an unbelievable year. Hopefully she wins the DPOY. I haven't checked up on that lately, but, she's been amazing this year as a defender, as a versatile person who can do multiple things on defense and on offense. So shout out to the Lynx. Obviously, this wasn't an easy game, but to respond in that way when you could have folded on your home court and choked, you didn't. And that deserves some props. And the scary part about the Lynx is Collier had her injury issues this season, and they were still finding ways to win basketball games. So it's the next man up, and they have that mentality. Obviously, if Collier goes down, they're not going to win it all because you need your best players to win championships. But I like the way this roster is constructed. I love the fact that they can play in close games and be confident because I think the WNBA Finals is going to be a dogfight. However, I like the defense. I like Collier. And, man, she's cooking with 38 points a game. Whew, that's some special stuff. So we'll see how it turns out. But I think the Lynx got this series under control, and they won't be lackadaisical. I think they're realize, you know what, if we let the Mercury go off, then they might steal game 2. And you don't want to be in a game 3 situation where you're going to Phoenix and all the pressure would shift back to Minnesota. So I think the urgency will be different for them because they obviously want to close it out. And they're probably hoping for the Fever to extend this series against the Sun. We'll see if that happens. I don't think it will. I think the Sun are going to win 2-0. But again, we'll see how this all plays out. Collier just being consistent, no surprise. And the Lynx just keep finding ways to win basketball games. They've been looking dominant really after the All-Star break, and they've been just unbelievable. To me, they're playing the best basketball right now. Out of all the teams that are in the playoffs, they are playing the best, in my opinion. It's cool to see. Like, it was a great game to watch, especially down the stretch where the Mercury fought back. And for the Lynx just to go on that run and execute and act like it wasn't any big deal. They got to their spots and they didn't lose confidence in each other. They closed it on defense with those block shots by Smith. It just shows you what kind of team they are and what kind of character they have as a group. And this is a good experience for them. I think it's going to bode well for them as they go deeper into the playoffs. Obviously, it's day one, but going forward, it wouldn't shock me if Collier is the best player in these playoffs. I think she's playing with a chip on her shoulder. You know, the way she can guard 1 through 5 is a big deal. And, you know, I know the Aces are going to get all the love right now, but I think the Lynx are really hungry to bring a championship to Minnesota. And that'd be really cool to see someone different to win it all. And Collier, who is, I think she's 27. I could be wrong about that. She's in her prime years. And it'd be good for the WNBA because, you know, you have your Caitlin Clark, you have your A'ja Wilson. You add Collier to that list of somebody. Again, let me preference. I don't think Clark is better than Collier. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. You know, when you're a rookie, you have to keep work on your game and keep getting better. But Collier is just a great role model, I should say, and somebody you can gravitate to. She just wants to hoop, help her team win basketball games, and that's about it. So great opportunity for Phee Collier to take advantage of this moment, get some attention on her, especially if they, when they go deep in the playoffs, and if they end up winning it all, that will help her resume even more. And yeah, I'm excited for the Lynx. I love this roster. I think they're really good. Collier is just, it's unbelievable what she does out there and doesn't get talked about enough, but again, as you're paying more attention to other players, you start realizing there's a lot of talent in WNBA and the future's good. Hopefully they keep building it correctly. That's the only concern I have when it comes to WNBA is marketing these players and giving them their shine. And, Caitlin Clark is at the forefront of that. But yeah, Collier, keep hooping because people are watching and, be really cool to see them get it done. And if she ends up being the best player, finals MVP, that would be pretty dope. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video today. Love to hear thoughts on Collier's first game in the playoffs and her performance. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.